Welcome back to The Loud Lens, the podcast that strips the sugar coating of the photography industry away and tells you the truth with love, a lot of sarcasm. I'm slightly still tired. If you might know, I've just come back from Estonia. We've been shooting Estonian Fashion Week. I'm your host, Khandie. I am a studio owner, a multi-award winning, who isn't, to be honest, at this point in life, photographer, educator, author, and proud purveyor of brutal business truths for creatives who are done playing small. In today's episode, it's going to be a challenge that was set by some of you, and it was called How Do I Get Booked More? I'm going to call this actually Booking Season is Bullshit and you're just bad at planning, but I'm sure some of you will want a kind of title. But I know you're probably thinking, Khandie, but I really am in a quiet season. No one's booking right now. I'm telling you, no, you're in a quiet, how do I say this? Mindset. That's polite, isn't it? You're in a holding pattern. You're on hold with the horrible music they play. You're using booking season excuse to avoid looking at your business structure. So, how about in this episode, we think about ways you can change how you run your business or confirm you're not cut out for this full time. Either way, the clarity is going to sting, I think. And I'll be honest, I too used to think it was booking season. And then I realized it was far from the fact it was booking season, it was something else. This has been a lie that has been sold to you. There is an idea that photography has a booking season. This was outdated. This is outdated as far as I'm concerned. It's almost a lazy concept. It's a hangover from a time when we didn't have the internet as widespread as we did. We didn't have email marketing, digital advertising. It's like something that's left over when photographers relied on high street footfall, wedding fairs, those local bulletin boards. And now I want to just say there are trends. 100% there are booking trends. So I would say January to March often brings a spike in inquiries for wedding photographers because people get engaged, guess what, over the Christmas period, over New Year. And then you have like spring and autumn, which sometimes busier for family sessions because of the decent weather, more decent weather, it slowly becomes decent, the new school year kind of aesthetic, that kind of thing. And sometimes summer can also bring a lot, but let's remember people are out doing things and parents still have to work. Newborns don't give a toss about any season. They come when they come. I mean, it's just it. But there is a thing. Trends are not laws. They are patterns, but they are definitely not law. And you are not a victim of them. You can actually shape them. The issue isn't when clients book, it's when you're not doing anything to stay visible, valuable, and in demand outside your so-called self-perceived season. You've handed over your marketing calendar to these old school mental way of thinking, these myths, if you like. So I want to get to the root cause. Your planning is non-existent. Now you might think, oh no, Khandie, I do have a plan. I do have a plan. Most of the booking slumps complaint that I hear, not just some people send to me, I'm not going to say here bougie, say everyone just messages me. No, I sit on the Facebook groups and I see them. I see them in the LinkedIn. God, I see them in LinkedIn so much. They are often, I identify with a lack of planning. You can't expect consistent income with inconsistent action. So I'm going to break down kind of the general stuff that I'm seeing. Okay, so mistake number one, the red flag, if you will. You have no lead generation strategy. And you're like, what the hell? I mean, it sounds like something off of LinkedIn, right? That I've just puked up. So lead generation is how you get potential clients to find you, follow you, and express an interest in what you do. So if your entire plan is post a few pics on Instagram and hope for some DMs, you're not running a business. You're literally waiting on a filter, or you're laying for like Zuckerberg or whoever owns who owns Instagram, right? And Mosey isn't, whatever his name is. Like, please, 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 can your algorithm pick me up? It's not running a business. That's not. Where's your opt-in form, your email list, your blog content, your Pinterest boards, your SEO strategy, your Google business profile? If people can't find you, they ain't going to book you. And people don't want to look hard to find you, my loves. They don't. So you need to really think about your SEO. And if you ask me what the hell of SEO is, Google is out there, my darlings, but it stands for search engine optimization. So think about it in a very basic term. What words would people need to put in to find you? And if there are way too many words, they're not finding you. Okay. So you need to make sure that when you're typing blogs out, or when you're putting stuff in your little bio on your Instagram, that you're thinking of what would draw people to you. How would they find you? Because guess what? Instagram bios are SEO ready to go. Okay. So let's go on to mistake number two. And that is because you're stuck in this Instagram strategy fantasy land. When Instagram first came out, we were like, wow, we're all going to be influencers. We're going to be amazing. And then we quickly learned that everyone can be. And then we're fighting in a bigger pool. Instagram is not a booking engine. It is, however, I will get my words out, a visibility tool. Posting pretty grids and throwing hashtag Northampton Funny Photographer, I am guilty of this sometimes, under every post doesn't do squat unless you understand captions with actual stories and value. I have actually seen this. I've started not being like too heavily storytelling, but giving some insight into what's going on. A CTA, which sometimes you see banded about by some of these business briefs, is a call to action, such as click the link in my bio, download this free guide, join my mailing list. It's all this kind of thing, something that you want them to do, okay? Reels that show behind the scenes, personality transformation, not just the final images. Like, show a little bit behind the scenes because people love it. And if you come to me and tell me, but Khandie, I'm shadow banned, you're not. I've already done an episode on this. You're just unengaging and inconsistent and probably maybe breaking the rules. They come out and tell you there's no such thing as shadow banned. Follow the rules, you won't get shadow banned. Create content that makes people want to engage, you won't get shadow banned. If people aren't enjoying what you're doing, why would they keep pushing it out? Okay. And one of my big pet peeves, and I see this all the time, is where, and I have done it myself, is where people go, oh no, I'm shadow banned. Can you click like on this and comment to tell me you've seen it? So people then click on it because the few people who have seen it will click on it and then they'll go, oh wait, loads of actions on this, so we'll push that out. The problem is you end up falling back in that hole again because guess what? You don't change your content. So yeah, just a little side note from me. And if you see people doing that, like I did once myself, maybe twice, you know that we're just doing this because we're lazy marketers, okay? So mistake number 3, the red flag. God, it's starting to feel like bunting out here, isn't it? So no sales funnel. Again, that's probably speak. You're like, what on earth does that mean? Let me explain it because it sounds very corporate. It's just a fancy word for, I guess you say, client journey. Think of it like this. 1, awareness. They see you on a social platform, in a blog, a friend tags them. They're like, who is this queen? Who is this photographer? So they express an interest. So they go stalk your work, maybe sign up for the odd freebie. Oh, I like the vibe. I like what they're saying. So they start thinking a desire that, hey, I want to work with them. So they check your prices. Could I book this? Is this something that I'm interested in? And then 4, they reach out to book a slot and let's go. Your funnel is how you guide them through that journey. So if you're just throwing a price list on your site and leaving it, you may be skipping some of these each nurturing steps. There's no trust, no warmth, no bookings. Okay. Now, there is something to be said that putting up your price list will cut out some of the stuff, but at least guide them through, share some content. Okay. Get them to enjoy wanting to book you. There should be enough photos up there. There should be testimonials. There should be more to make them believe what you're doing. Okay. So I have to say, you might be dropping clients because you're not connecting on any of those 4 steps. Awareness, interest, desire, action. Okay. There is a more in-depth way to look at a sales funnel, and it does make me think of MLMs. But yeah, sales funnels are not to be sniffed at. Mistake number 4. You disappear when you're not booked. This one gets me. You go quiet for 3 weeks because your calendar is empty and suddenly you're shocked that people forget about you. Would you trust a hairdresser that only posts when they need money? Your consistency breeds confidence. Your silence breeds superstition. So if you've got nothing to post, go post some old stuff. Got nothing to post, share a story of what you've done in your day. Do not go quiet. Please do not go quiet. I'm not saying you need to post every single day, although there is encouraged to be on your stories quite often. But think about what it is. I get a little bit tired of seeing people go, oh my God, I haven't posted in so long. But I don't get any clients. Well, that's probably why, because they can't look at what you've done. You don't come up on their feed. It doesn't show anything. Okay. And then let's look at what the numbers tell us. Okay. So this is not just my opinion. The numbers tell the same story. In a 2023, I think it was Zenfolio Trends report, I need to double check if that's where it came from, found that photographers earning over £50,000 per year planned their promotions 3 to 6 months in advance, had multiple income streams, and ran seasonal campaigns deliberately timed around buyers' behavior. Photographers who were stuck under the 15K a year didn't email their list, so they had an inactive email list, had no downloadable lead magnets or booking guides, relied solely on Instagram and word of mouth, and reacted to demand instead of creating it. So no, the industry isn't dying. Your strategy is. Okay, I'm not asking you to run off and create a massive guide, but at least think about some of these ways in which you could diversify yourself. It shouldn't just be, oh no, it's now right. Give you a point, right? I have my sunflower seasons coming out. I've already told my main list in February they're coming out. They're not due to come out in August, right? So I'm 2 months, just short of 2 months away. So I am sharing already pictures of them to build up the anticipation. Okay. So what to do instead? I think I've dragged you enough. So let's start. Plan quarter four and quarter two, which is literally what I just said. So if you don't know, the year is split up into quarters. So if you're a family photographer, Christmas mini should not be announced in November, okay? You should be teasing them in August, opening bookings in September, and filling them up by October. Get the set designed, the pricing nailed, the emails written now, so because not everyone is already doing their marketing. So get it ready to go. Just get it done. Okay. Build offers with a hook. Mini sessions are so vague. Okay. But what about, I'm trying to think off the top of my head now. Let me just think. Back to school confidence shoots or motherhood legacy sessions or everything good one. Teen Vogue editorials. I don't know. There's a story there. Don't just go mini sessions. Like, it doesn't make an emotional connection. Remember, you're selling more than photos. You're selling emotion and that transformation. So you need to think about getting those clients to emotionally connect to you, which is, I will just say that is a skill, and maybe a jumping under Chat GBT will help you think of some ways. Okay, that's a good use of AI, my darling. And one of the ones that annoys me so much is when people tell me they don't have an email list. Like, you need one. Your social media followers do not belong to you. They belong to the Zuckerbergs and the Mussai. I can't remember his name now. Your account could vanish, or your reach tanks. And then how do you talk to your audience? There are many ways to get a mail list. MailChimp is one. Whatever. Offer a freebie, a lead magnet, checklist, early access. Like, I do it all the time. No, in fact, I've just done one now. If you want early access to my sunflower sessions, join up to my mailing list. I had 44 take-ups on my mailing list within the first 12 hours. I mean, it's not the biggest uptake, but it's still 44 potential new clients. Nurture them with stories, tips, behind the scenes, and offers. If I had to start my business from scratch, the one tool I wish I'd launched a lot earlier is my mailing list. Now, I'm very lucky that the software I use for my client management software, which is Studio Ninja, if you want a discount code, it's probably in my bio somewhere, allows me to say to my clients, do you want to opt in on my mailing list? And they go, yay or nay, and I can add them. And it means I'm regularly updating it. And those clients stay and they book again and they get regular emails from me. And when I say regular, I'm probably only putting them out once a month, maybe twice a month, but spread out. Like, I'm not bombarding my clients, because the last thing you need is to get seen as spammy. Okay. Now, there is this talk about evergreen content, which is where money constantly rolls in. It doesn't have to be a huge amount, but it is coming in. So one of the things I've done in the past is sold stock images of foggy mornings. Do you know one of my biggest sells is actually a espresso martini? The picture that I took. Create digital things, print shops, online courses, stock libraries. Like, create a buffer so when in-person shoots slow down, your bank account doesn't die with it. I'm not going to say these are a fix-all. I have done a podcast episode on about, like, it's the first of the month. In fact, I released it on the 1st of June, where let's make some money. Maybe you should go listen to that podcast next. That would probably help you. But there's nothing wrong with trying to look at stock. Now, you don't make a whole lot of money, but it is a nice little tidy over. Another thing I think people overlook is affiliate marketing. So the big bad boy Amazon has affiliate thing. So whenever I have a product that I use in my videos, like I've bought it myself, whatever, I will tag the Amazon link below so that if people click on that, I can earn some potential money. Okay. And think about telling stories all year round. So marketing is 80, I would even push it as 90% emotion. You don't just post a picture with love this session, write how the mother cried when she saw the images, tell how this shoot was the first time the bride felt beautiful, or tell them something to make people feel, and people want that feeling for themselves. They want that buzz. They want to be part of that. They will have FOMO. Get them involved in it, okay? Like, I see so many people who just post and go, oh my God, great session. And please know, I am very much guilty of this, I know. She says ever so quietly to not out herself. But, when I start putting a little bit of emotion into it or telling a little story, it definitely, as long as it is actually a true story, don't be a douchebag and make shit up. It works. People comment more, they interact more, and they enjoy it. Okay. Now, I need to say something. I'm going to try and be as kind as I can. You are not an innocent bystander in your business. You are the CEO. So stop playing the victim when it comes to the calendar. Stop waiting for a medical season to like solve your cash flow problems. Be the photographer who plans, promotes, pivots, and performs all year round. That's a lot of P's. Plan, promote, pivot, and perform. We're up all the way around, right? You chose to have a business. This is part of having a business. We sit here and we go, "Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh." Well, this is part of it. I spend more time on the admin than I do the photography. And I know like everyone goes, "Oh, I love photographing. I'm going to spend all my time doing it." No, welcome to the world of business. You spend more time doing the admin. I don't care what genre you shoot. I don't care where you're based. What I care is that you take this seriously because you're asking people to part with money. And in this financial climate that we're in, people are being less inclined to spend their money. So when they do, you need to be good because your income needs to become more predictable as well. Just as much as everyone else has financial issues out there, so do you. Your bookings are stopping, and you're sitting there going, "Why? Why?" You need to stop thinking of them as these huge lottery wins. You're allowing your self-worth to sort of almost ride this shotgun thing with your bank balance. It's insane. It's not good for you. Okay? It's really not. So what I'm going to ask you to do is listen to what I've said, implement these. I know this is actually quite a gentle episode from me, I feel. It's a little gentle. I've been away. I have missed you. But yeah, so this is just me back at home, chilling. I haven't even had a coffee yet. It's I'm recording this at 7 o'clock in the morning, so it's probably why I'm groggy. But I've got plans. I'm about to go out and shoot. And I have to do loads of marketing. So that's it for today's episode of The Loud Lens. If you felt this has done you some good, please consider subscribing or at least sharing this one. If you want to leave a review, leave a review. Share it with your photographic buddies who moan about slow months, and better yet, send them with a sticky note going, "Hey, you need this." You can find me at Khandie Photo on Instagram, Khandie Photography on YouTube, and all the other places under the same name. So I'll catch you in the next episode. So until then, my loves, just get to work and plan like a boss. You chose this as your business. You decided to put on your big pants and say, "I'm going to make this my career." So treat it like a damn career, okay? Because we don't need you sitting there wondering why you're not earning money. And it's because, hey, say it, a lot of it, if not entirely, is down to yourself. Take care.